Okay, welcome back to the Intel Extreme Masters Qualifier for the final series of the day, which is going to be HerO versus soO. I can leave it at that, basically. Rain has already advanced on.
Yeah, it's a wonderful game that we've got here for the second place. Is it going to be soO who claims another second place for a qualifier, or is HerO going to compete at yet another Intel Extreme Masters and potentially be the third time only ever Intel Extreme Masters champion if he's able to win San Jose? It would be amazing.
Yep.
But yeah, there's a long road ahead, of course. This is just the qualifier to compete in the top 16, at least at the Intel Extreme Masters San Jose in America. But we'll find out which players are going to be, because either of these players, for me, I don't care. I would love to see either one of these through. Joining Rain hand-to-hand to be the first and second seed from Asia, it's amazing. These two players, all three of them are world-class.
Okay, so Catalina is going to be our first map. Let's jump right on in to the final series of the night, or day. It's only midday, so, well, no, okay, it's like 4 o'clock. Anyway, point is that we have, spawning over on the left-hand side, it's our red Protoss representing CJ Entus. It is HerO, who's been on a prolonged break for quite a while now. And down to the bottom right-hand corner, it's our blue Zerg representing SK Telecom T1. It is soO.
Okay, so we've already seen a bit of these two players play against their respective race already today. HerO has opened up with cannon rushes. He's deflected attacks quite well. I think those are the only two games we saw from him. But soO has played Ling Roach heavy against MC earlier on with Mueller switches incorporated in his earlier games super earlier, when he played against Rain. It was like Zergling heavy, double evolution chamber style on King Sejong Station. I think that was the only game I managed to see. So yeah, we'll see what they're going to open up with here. But this is a big moment, a massive series. I mean, you think about it. You've been grinding the qualifier now for over 6 hours.
Yep.
Finishing third here gets nothing.
0.
So it gets 0. Going second place, you get an expense-paid trip from Korea, obviously, over to the United States to compete in the San Jose tournament. So it's a massive experience to compete in the tournament. You get to win a lot of money, and so on and so on. Yep. So it's a big step, obviously, from third to second.
And for either one, it'll be like the second time in as much space that they actually go over there, considering that both of them are indeed at BlizzCon, heading over there. So, you know, 2 trips over to the United States in about a month's period between them isn't too bad. I'm sure they wouldn't mind that. To compete for big money, big money. And
Hatchery and Nexus first. So economic openers here from both. soO's going 3 hatch by the looks of his drone moving out. So very good build against what HerO has, obviously. HerO's got a pretty decent setup anyway, but soO has just gone ultimate greed. And we'll get away with this.
On these 3-player maps, he seems to really like this 3-hatch before pool. Did it against MC on a merry-go-round. Now here on Catalina against HerO. So HerO, well, you know, with the Nexus first, his build was pretty greedy as well. Nexus into Gateway into double gases, really not taking massive amounts of precautions against anything that soO would have done early on. But
which they are capable of.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, this is you know, such fantastic players. HerO, the loser of $100,000. soO, the loser of 4 GSL finals. Spin it either way you want.
Such optimism, Sean.
Yeah, it's negative.
Oh, well.
But, good scout from soO coming in. It's going to kind of get a good feel on what his opponent's been up to, because this is the only scout. And by seeing the Cybernetics core at this time, is like, well, I suppose this is Nexus first then. You know,
I'm trying to think. Even though HerO didn't get anything at the Intel Extreme Masters World Final, but he got a lot of points, right? Without those points, would he have even got to BlizzCon? It was like 750 he got for second place, right?
Or
from a Tier 1 tournament. I know that this is a question that you...
I do not know off the top of my head.
Yeah. So have a look.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it that way, he got more than 500 points, which is how deep he is into the top 16.
Yeah, so he wouldn't have got to BlizzCon without that position, even though he didn't get any money.
Right.
Unless he'd have performed
if you take away that, yes.
Yeah. That's kind of interesting.
Stargate choice here from HerO inside his main. So more of a standardized opening here. He could try to go for an Oracle. It's the easier way just to get drone kill straight away, just dart in, pick up, and get out. Or he could try for the longer version, which is building up the Phoenix count here. The Overlord from soO gets a perfect scout onto the Stargate here, so can prepare already with additional Queens or Spores, whatever you choose, obviously, to defend against this. He does not know if it is Phoenix or Oracle, though. HerO will wait.
Yeah, and, you know, it's with only a few seconds delay. That's a nice wait there. And even pushes the Zerglings back at the front. They actually did spot the Forge, but not much more. Oh,
Yeah.
double gases have been spotted at that natural as well, though.
Yep. So it's just a very regular game coming out from HerO, pretty much.
Yeah.
Just one gate into Stargate Forge being added on. He'll probably get a couple of gateways soon. I wouldn't expect his third to be taken too fast. I guess that's up to him how he wants to balance it. Whereas on the other side of things, the Spores are coming in. 2 in the main, or 1 in each middle line, actually. And then just an Evolution Chamber. And that is aiming just a single Evolution Chamber this early. Very aggressive. And I wouldn't be surprised to see the melee upgrade here.
Yeah.
To try to charge down a third base, which is obviously going to be taken with Phoenix support eventually. Obviously when HerO decides to choose it. So this could be a very, well, it will be, if it is the melee upgrade, a very aggressive game coming out from soO again.
Yeah. And we already saw kind of the tendencies of this from the melee attack on the third base, then to Roaches, and, you know, Mutalist from then on, and it has so much success. But with the Phoenix opener that we see from HerO...
And it is a fast third as well. I mean, it's off a single gateway.
Okay.
26 Lings. HerO does not know about this, most importantly.
Needs good cannon position.
3 Phoenixes are going to see what's popping out of those hatcheries. Lings.
Lings, lings, lings.
So why are you building Lings here against Phoenixes? And already you start to question if he can hold this. There's a lot of Lings now.
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't think he can hold it.
No.
He's building an Oracle, trying to squeeze out an Oracle to help defend this, but that is a lot of Lings. He's going to try and hold it.
2 cannons are added on. He needs to start building big, big walls, because otherwise it's going to actually just get wrapped around and killed. He could even deny the kill, the Nexus without even bothering with the cannons. It doesn't matter. He's got so many Lings.
I don't think he can keep this Nexus alive. Surely not. The Oracle is almost out, but it's so late.
This is going to be very, very difficult.
But maybe if soO gets greedy and goes for everything, and not just the Nexus right now, the Oracle...
Though. Yeah. But the Oracle's got so many Lings to kill. It's already starting working. It's going to take 2 shots to kill each one. The Nexus is going to fall so rapidly.
Yeah, he gets everything here. This is a brilliant pick off there by soO, forcing HerO after a commitment of more resources into defending it. Now, Pylon blocked heavily as well. soO droned up massively behind it too. And then now is sitting at 70 drones. 70 drones after that attack.
Jeez.
Despite throwing in 20, 30 Lings into that, he's now got the Roach Roar and the Spire coming into play. He can deal with a counterattack by building Roaches here. If we see a push out, he can go into his game plan, which is Spire overall.
And what have these Phoenix really done right now?
Nothing. They have not been doing anything. So this is a wonderful game here for soO.
Maybe later they can help against the Mutalisks once they come along, but this is soO is just flying ahead. This is very, very difficult here. 1+1 weapons just finishes up here, but the Lings actually get on top of the sentries and 1 is locked down.
Yeah.
It's going to die.
Yep. Not a good start here for CJ HerO. Not a good start.
And more Lings are pressuring this base. It's going to be difficult now with the 2 Oracles there as well as the cannon being walled in, but the slowdown needed... Oh, and the Lings get in on the sentries again. Oh, dear.
This is one to throw away, I think, this one, unfortunately, here for HerO. So many mistakes here. Just capitalized perfectly here by soO.
Yeah, really, really well done. If he gets any of these pylons as well, underpowering this, trying to get through the wall. And he's warping in so many sentries that maybe he didn't even want later on. And they even get in. There's no more force fields.
Right before the Colossus.
Oh, jeez. These Lings could actually just kill the Colossus.
Yeah,
they just turn around and get on top of it.
And Colossus should be able to keep it alive, hopefully.
Yeah, should be. If all of them had turned and gone for the Colossus, it may have died, but... the splash damage actually probably would have killed them all off.
Still just Lings, but there is 1,400 gas in the bank.
Yeah.
Mutalisks, Corruptors. It's going to be Corruptors. It's going to be a Ling Roach Corruptor. Corruptor deal with the Colossus immediately, and then it's back to the Ling Roach. Spire's, not Spire, sorry, Stargate's been added on here.
Even without seeing the Spire, that's very...
Yeah, I mean, it's pure Ling, and he's seen 4 or 5 gases or something, so he's like, well, where's the gas? Where are you putting the gases? So he's expecting Mutalist, but it's just going to be Corruptor, Ling, Roach, Corruptor, and he's going to run over that Colossus and then run over that third base again. Highly aggressive game from soO, 0 creep spread, doesn't give a damn.
And now he sees the Corruptors. So he's going to have to make Void Rays, and try and fend off against that. But from this point on, these Oracles would really, really like to wiggle around and get some damage done. But look, they're switching straight back into Roaches. Well, I guess the Corruptors could just overwhelm the Void Ray or so.
I mean, one Void Ray is not doing anything.
Yeah.
Here. This is a walkover for soO. He comes in, he picks off the Colossus. Void Rays are only good if they're high numbers. He's building additional Phoenixes, which are not going to assist and help out here.
Oh, he's on top of the Stargates now.
And it's just a flood. It's literally just a flood from soO in this game. There is... You cannot stop this.
No. The Corruptors, they're pretty tanky. They're just going to sit there and do the damage that they need to. Actually pulls back, and he's looking to go for the third base, I guess, whilst zoning everything out at this ramp. And if the army of Protoss walks down this ramp to help the third base, it's going to get turned around on and killed.
Easy game for soO here, apparently. Makes it look easy. And he's just walking over HerO. Very easy game from soO. Pure aggression. GG.
Wow, nicely done there by soO. Takes game number 1 in this best of 3 and one more map, and he goes on to San Jose.
Yep.
And we saw how soO did when he got to an international tournament at DreamHack.
Yeah.
Got second place.
Straight to the final.
Yeah, but exactly, straight to the final. A lot of people, were expecting, well, going into that lineup, soO.
Yeah.
But, well, fell short at the last hurdle. And then going into San Jose, everyone will probably be like, soO, and then I'll get second place.
That is right, and to be honest, he probably will. But, soO just played out so good, just so perfectly clean, and it was just so smooth, and it was just all together. Every single move he made was elegant, it was beautiful. He killed the third, he fell back, he droned to 70, then he went again, then he came back, then he went for the kill. It was just, everything was well constructed, and it was a very, very good game from soO. HerO made way too many mistakes. If you make mistakes like that against a player like soO, you will lose, and it will be 2-0. If he plays the same level that he just played, he has to step it up a couple of gears, otherwise he will not make that spot. And either he's got to get a seed into this, or try to go for the open bracket. Otherwise, we won't see HerO at the International Master San Jose.
Yeah, and second map is going to be Merry-Go-Round, where we saw soO play so ridiculously well against MC. So let's get into things, as this could be the last game of the day, as we have spawning up to the top right-hand corner. It is our red Protoss. It is HerO. And down to the south, of course, it's our blue Zerg. Leading 1-0, one game away from qualifying for San Jose. It is soO.
Just playing wonderful, and this map plays to his strengths again. It's an aggressive map. He can flood the third base of whenever the Protoss tries to take it, and I almost feel that the way that soO plays, you have to play, a Nexus first is fine. I don't mind the Nexus first, but you have to play Stargate, you have to play Phoenixes. You must not be greedy, though. So you want to be going up to, the robotics facility fast for fast Colossus in the game. You want to be going up to 4 gateways in total before you even think about taking the third. And then on top of the 4 gateways, you need a good amount of Zealots and Sentries, and you need to be scouting heavily with the Phoenixes throughout. If you don't do these and take these precautions, soO will walk over you. On a map like this as well, where it is so difficult to take the third base, these precautions need to be taken by HerO. He could try to play a gateway heavy style to take the third that way with +1 attack Zealots and the cannons on that third easy, but I think soO can easily capitalize on that again. I think just HerO has to play solid, just super solid, old school Protoss versus Zerg.
And if soO actually continues on the route of taking the triple hatch before pool on these 3-player maps, we could see this again, but at the same time, with the way HerO's opening, it looks like he's going for Nexus first, so the triple hatch could easily work here.
It is. I'm not sure. It doesn't look like he's going to do it, though. The drone on patrol.
For the probe, and then he'll go.
Yeah, 3 hatch is obviously fantastic again, if he does try this.
There we go.
Yep. So big moves coming out from soO by going 3 hatch again, but it is going to work against Nexus first again.
But this has already become something.
But this is a forge straight behind it, though.
Oh wow! Yeah,
so if he sees a 3 hatch, he can cannon this.
Yeah, and it will go down, especially the third.
Yeah, it's just a safer. I mean, the Nexus then gateway is the more greedy, but Nexus Forge is safer and offers a cannon rush available. Sees hatch first.
Oh, he decides to go in. So this probe could get trailed.
He's going to go in because he needs to see if there's a spawning pool or not. Yeah. That's really late. Now he flicks back immediately. Does he send out a second probe? Does he try to cannon rush his third?
Well, where's this drone going? This is going to be the kind of the defense at this natural.
But
he's
the third
go to
is the contestant.
All right, okay.
So he can cannon rush this, I feel, and get away with it.
You've almost got to put the pylon in between these minerals and the hatchery itself.
Yeah, and he sees that the probe is there, and he knows this is probably going to be cannon rushed. You can't really pull drones down there because he cancels it and he goes, ha, you pulled your drones all the way down.
Yeah, it's kind of rubbish.
So this third is a goner for sure.
soO was selecting it just then. May have been just on the macro, and there we go.
Yeah, he wants him to know as well that you are not getting away with this.
Nope, not allowed that. So
no, you have to cancel this. You cannot defend this.
It's just silly to keep it going. There we go, and then runs away.
And then the cancel of the cannon too. So this is a win for HerO in the opening of this game here. He's got an advantage. He's got a Nexus first. And he's cancelled a hatchery already.
Yeah, it's a really good. I mean, the adaptation from game number 1 to game number 2, and he may have watched even the previous series of him going up against MC. You've got to anticipate these kinds of things because he was so transparent, even to us, with the idea of going triple hatch on these 3-player maps. And he just goes back and starts it again after the cannons are not there anymore.
Yeah, just minimal investment. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. From this position, I still think it's good to play Stargate. He could try to play like a 3 gateway with Forge, like third base, like I said. I think that is possible too. But we'll see which one he chooses. He's just got to keep wraps on what he's up to. And with an Evolution Chamber down already, again, we are going to be looking at that +1 melee.
Yeah.
He doesn't have enough for 150 gas.
There's the Robo for Mr. HerO. I was expecting something a bit more aggressive in this game, but whether he can make it work or not is debatable here against soO.
Yeah, well, think about how soO held MCs. Obviously, soO's a little bit behind, more so than he was earlier. And it is going to be a Ling heavy style with melee, so that's not as good versus like an Immortal push-out.
He hasn't really seen the Robo, has he? So that's a little bit of a shame for him.
But he should be able to see it in a few seconds. There is another Overlord coming over, so he will get a heads up. And then he can start to mold his strategy a little bit more. It will involve taking more gases, going up to the lair, getting roach speed, and like he did earlier, balancing when and how he can build in Hydralisks, because they are the ultimate defense if you can build them up to a high count. He sees the Robo now, and flicks back with his Overlord, which shows us he's seen it. And now what is his choice? I expect to see lair next, at 100 gas lair.
3 extra gateways and a Warp Prism, though, here for HerO. So changing things up a little bit. Wasn't really expecting... I was expecting some kind of aggression from him on this map, but not the straight to Warp Prism 4 gate. So can he really get much done with this? Is he going to go for the ramp? Where is he going to go with it?
Yeah, the ramp is easily looked after right now. But it is only Zerglings for the time being. We will have +1 attack in roughly a minute's time, just over. Warp Prism's on its way. Does it kind of miss all these scouting units? And the Lings see it, double check it, triple see it, and even sees a pylon and a probe. So now he's going to build 22 Lings, or already had them in production. It's going to start to cover his ramp, build a spine, and it's going to be more than fine for this. There is going to be an Immortal push behind this, of course. 4
gateways get added on. This Warp Prism looking for the ramp, but Lings are already there.
Yeah,
I mean,
this is not going to do anything here. It's been pushed back. So the Immortals are slower by building the Warp Prism first, and he's not really going to get too much damage with this Warp Prism either, to be honest. 1 drone, that's it. And, of course, soO knows exactly what he's playing against.
I mean, technically it forces some unit production, but he's already at 50 drones or so. And these just landing, sending in a Hallucinated Phoenix and then just getting right back on out. But here's the Hydralisk den, and where is it? Because does he see it? Yes, he does. He did click on it.
Yeah. So he knows it's going to be difficult to make work here once the Hydralisk count rises. And there is 4 gases worth of income.
It's moving out pretty fast.
Yep, he knows his time has got to be soon, but there's a lot of Lings to slow this down.
Yep. And moving into the middle of this map could be treacherous against this many Lings. Has to be very, very careful about how he does this.
8 Hydras on the way.
It's buying time. Lings just going to slow this down just a little bit. Maybe threaten on the left-hand side? No. There's enough Zealots here now warping in to really start fending off these Lings with good force fields.
Yeah, there's not so much time being bought here for soO compared to the games against MC. This is going to be a lot more difficult, I feel.
Yeah, those 2 Immortals provide ample firepower. The wraparound from the Lings is going to try and come in here from both sides, but it's only Lings at this point. Force fields go down on the right-hand side. Lings on the left, trying to get through some of those Zealots, trying to get on top of these Immortals, but they're getting so many damage, so many kills. Hallucinated Colossus actually tanks a lot of damage, surprisingly, there, and these 2 Immortals still not dead.
Yeah, they're both half health. That sucks. That is a massive annoyance because you know that the shields are going to go back up soon.
Yeah.
And they're going to be just as hard to kill.
But Hydralisks are out. He's got 8. None of them died during that fight. 7 more are about to pop with the Lings as well.
Yeah, lost a lot of drones though, and the robotics bay is coming in as a future follow-up of a Colossus. Obviously against Ling Hydra is perfect.
And Hydras off this creep aren't going to be able to pursue this at any time, even though the force is quite small because they are so slow off the creep.
Yeah, no range either. It's only just coming in because this attack was so fast here.
It looks as if HerO is just going to kind of sit around and not do too much and wait for the Robo Bay, because if he does, he's going to have a lot of economy behind this compared to what soO has.
And a big warp in the main base to buy some more time to get this robotics pay up. He's actually thinking about moving towards the third too. He has an observer there that sees the Hydras, so he can't really push in. He would have loved to try to kill off that hatchery or something.
Ling's will clean it up in the main base.
But he's going to try it, actually. He's got quite a few force fields. If he gets force fields to the back of those Hydras that the Zealots get in.
The potential that he can force field between this small choke. And
no, it's not going to work.
Find the position.
Colossus are being made, though, and there's no drones. There's no gas for Aspire. There's no gas for Corruptors. HerO, very aggressively, he's playing this one out very nicely as well.
Yep. It's going to have to on merry-go-round. I mean, that's generally what we end up seeing. The Lings are going to go for a counterattack, and when he sees a Colossus at the front, he's going to be reeling. Oh, no, he's actually going to try and move around for maybe a flank, but even a flank with just that few.
Okay, same move again coming from HerO. 4 Zealots to the main base. While keeping the high ground, building up that Colossus count.
Did they see that Colossus just then?
They did not. 11 drones, because obviously soO knows he can't sit this low on drones if his opponent isn't attacking into him. He needs to squeeze out drones. That is a good squeeze of 11 drones.
Tries to get some out.
And soO is trying to catch this army. If he kills off this army, and then it is just 2 Colossus, but the Warp Prism has dragged him all the way home.
He sees the Robo Bay as well being chrono boosted into for the thermal lances. So soO probably knows that he has timer above his head, and the layer is being focused down. The Lynx should be able to get back here in time to be able to shut that off.
Very good game from HerO this time. He definitely switched it up and knocked it up a couple of gears.
Yeah, definitely. His aggression, I like it more here against soO compared to the attempt at the macro before. As 2 Colossi in this army now against 19 Hydralisks and 36 Zerglings. It's not enough unless he gets a really good surround.
No, this should be a win for HerO. Like you said, the only way to do this is if a full, almost 360-degree surround happened. Otherwise, you're headbutting force fields. Colossus are awesome in this position. This should be a win.
Yeah. He's going to try and go for a better surround here. Ling's on the left-hand side, Hydra's on the right. Maybe get on top of those Colossi, but even then, it's going to be difficult. There's a lot of firepower in this army. He's up in terms of supply, 106 to 84, as he goes from a concave, which isn't ideal. Good force fields will seal a lot of that off, and the Colossi are doing so much damage from the back.
Great use of that platform.
Oh, picking off some of the Hydralisks at the bottom here, just separating a lot of this up. The Roaches can't do a whole lot against this army. Even if he had anything to deal with the Colossi, there's one that's hallucinated. The Overseer goes down, so he can't even really get grasp of what he's needing to kill, and this is a difficult situation for soO.
Yeah, this is game over for soO. This is a perfect execution here from HerO, and he's made it work wonderfully.
Yep. Colossi still reign supreme. Zealots tanking a lot of this at the front. The Roaches technically had a good concave there, divided up a little bit by the force fields. Colossi micro back, keep themselves alive, and too much firepower. GG. HerO ties it up 1-1. And only one more map now will decide who moves on to San Jose.
Yeah, HerO keeps his dreams alive here, and he's telling me earlier that he's the IEM Prince, so would love to go to this tournament and compete in it, and of course fly over to America to do so. But likewise would soO. Would see soO in his second only international event, of course that dream map being his previous one. This is big. This is a big game now, just one game to decide. I'm expecting something, maybe Overgrowth is the final decider.
Maybe.
Would be a fitting map here between these two. Obviously the most popular map within pretty much any tournament in any system right now. It's King Sejong though. So King Sejong Station, another very popular map. King Sejong and Overgrowth are the 2 most popular. Now coming into this one, this is where we did see soO try to play Ling Ultralisk earlier today, which got brutalized by Rain. HerO was playing at the same time, so I don't expect him to have seen that, but we'll see. We'll see. This is an intense scenario now for both of these.
Likewise, this is where HerO cannon rushed, right?
Yes, against Life.
So
if there's a 3 hatch again, because 3 hatch 2 games in a row.
Considering how soO has been opening throughout this tournament against Protoss with these triple hatches, on this next... I mean, it's a 2-player map, so I don't think he'll do something like that. I think he might just try and conform a bit more. He may even just go...
I think we'll see spawn and pull first here.
Yeah,
there should not be a hatch first or 3 hatch here. It's a smaller map. Forge first is very common here. Don't want to lose to a cannon rush. It's already been threatened once. And then combining the fact that the map favors that, be careful here, because one simple move like a cannon rush gives you an advantage, which we saw HerO capitalize on, and then run his game off the back of that for that second game. So it's very important not to give up the parallel race at the start of the game.
Yep. HerO will take these opportunities if he's given them. So, one more map to find out who advances on. Rain has already moved through in the upper bracket. This is the very last game of the day to find out who's going on to San Jose. It's either going to be CJ enters HerO, multiple-time Intel Extreme Masters champion, or it's going to be soO, who is the Silver Surfer. So let's get into things. Spawning down to the bottom right-hand corner, it is our red Protoss. Of course, CJ enters HerO. And down to up to the top left, even, I should say, it is our blue Zerg. It's SK Telecom's soO.
Okay. So, soO is definitely capable of opening up for like a 9 pool as well, so that's something to keep at the back of the mind. But I think with a Forge First, I'm almost expecting a Forge First here from HerO.
Yeah,
It's kind of probably the best way to play this. There is the pylon for looking at a Forge First here, I think.
It doesn't move out with that probe noticeably, so he can throw the Forge down, then move out, and then potentially threaten.
Whereas soO, on the other hand, like I said, should be looking at a spawning pool first. If he went for hatch or 3 hatch, he is running the risk of just losing the game outright. Spawning pool, not spawning pool, sorry, scouting drone here for the other side of the map to have a look at what his opponent's doing.
Important.
And then he can start to maybe base his plan a little bit more off the back of that scouting.
And this probe's on the way over here, so it's going to be Forge, and then he's going to move out with this. If he doesn't go spawning pool first, I'll...
Well, he's going to see the probe moving out, so he knows that he can't go hatch first.
Doesn't want to risk it.
So we should see spawning pool first.
Whoop. Whoop.
Yep, just waiting a couple of extra seconds there to see the Forge. Wanted to know 100%. And then he threw it down. So, as expected, the two safer of the two openers here from both. Not wanting to mess this up in the early game. And then we can move on, because it's going to be quite a normal style-ish game. So, obviously the hatchery is going to come down in a second. It's going to be blocked for a bit, though.
Wow.
But then it will come down. Whereas HerO's going to throw his Nexus down, obviously. And could choose from 2 major different branches. He can choose from multiple, but 2 major ones is sticking on gateways and throwing down... Oh, there's a pylon misplaced.
Yeah. Unless he's going to go for it. He might... Uh-oh.
I'm not sure this is worth it.
All right, there was already drones coming down anyway.
I don't think this will work. This is very risky.
It's a really heavy investment. But think about how the 3 cannons at the back were in the previous game. This one in the middle actually isn't being touched right now.
But there's already 6 slings on the way. He just needs to get down the highest health one, which is the middle one. He's got 3 drones on it. Probably should have a 4.
Jeez, HerO.
But there's slings on the way.
What are you doing? He's going to...
One cannon
that one in the middle is going to finish.
He should be able to get the middle one here. There's slings.
So many cannons. What are you doing?
Slings.
This is a disaster. He gets the cannon that's finished. That was so much invested. Look at how much. That was almost full. That was almost a whole Nexus.
Oh, why?
Why would you do this, HerO?
No. Now he's in bad shape. I mean, obviously there was a lot of lost mining there.
Yeah, but
the Nexus is really far behind here. I favor soO. And this is not a good start here for HerO. That's such a big investment.
Apparently the gods favor soO in this situation as well. This is...
Yeah, a lot of lings were built, no queen built, so it's not like the worst of the worst, but not the best.
No, not at all. All right, well, this game continues on. Double gas is being taken for HerO behind this, as he's trying to find a sense of normality during all of this. Where are these 2 probes going? He's looking for lings at the front, seeing where they are, I guess, but... The rocks are going to be worked on at the back again here, soO. And that probe, I mean, he won't actually see that for a little while until he sends a probe over there. And the Nexus finishes, I guess, but still.
Yeah. So this is, I don't know, the 3rd hatch can be taken pretty fast here. He's going to have to start, well, actually, where's the Cyber Core? I don't think you need to worry maybe too much about these back rocks. Because, I mean, he knows about it, but the Zealot's already out. He can build a Mothership Core soon and Stalker soon. There is going to be a follow-up Probe Scout here because, of course, HerO's playing against soO. So he wants to be able to know what the hell's going on the other side of the map, if there's a hatchery or not, if there's an all-in coming. But the lead that soO has is not as big as it could have been. I mean, it's still probe lead in favor of HerO. The Nexus is done by the time the 3rd is down. So it's not that bad, actually.
It was a big investment. I guess... Robo is going to go down here as well. It just, does it negate a little bit of the potential timings that would normally come up for Protoss within this next window, so soO could play very, very greedy himself, or?
No, it seems like a normal game. It's just kind of like if you kind of pulled the game back 1 minute and it was now 5:50, it would look like this or similar to this.
All right, well, this probe's going to head on back after seeing that hatchery. He's content with having that knowledge.
And the Robo's been spotted already, so...
Oh, did he see it already?
Yeah. So with the Robo being spotted already by an Overlord, he already knows what he's playing up against nice and early. The back rocks is going to be a big threat, obviously. But this is going to be Warp Prism. He's going to try and get towards that natural quite early.
Extra sentries being added on. Microing this Zealot and really keep it alive. Yes. Okay. Pretty close. Pretty close, but does well with that. Trading off against all of those lings. So worker count now is 41 to 39. So
Probe spotted to the top right as well. That's a little bit sad there. So gas is now just being brought in for the first time for soO. He's going to have to start thinking about potential defense because obviously the Warp Prism is going to pop out in a sec. He doesn't know that's happening as he did not see the Warp Prism yet, but he will now. And unfortunately, HerO cannot hide it.
Nope. Just sits in front of that Overlord for a little while and sees even sentries being picked up. So plenty of opportunity here for soO to deal with this and then transition on very strongly. I mean, he's got a few more drones on the way. He knows how much he can really eke out whilst this aggression is coming along.
Yeah, and he's got a good drone count. He's just got to not take too much damage versus this Warp Prism a couple of sentries. There are 3, so he could kill a Queen easily.
Starts to focus this down.
Yeah, nice and easy to kill a Queen. That's a good start. Nice block of the drones to prevent any extra damage coming in. And that's a good start of this slight harassment.
Yeah. And if he does follow this up with an Immortal attack, killing Queens with the Warp Prism harass is something that we see really good Protoss players do against Zerg. San is one of them. You focus that down, you limit your opponent's production, but...
soO is,
there's so much economy.
He's squeezing out a lot of drones. He's not building that many units. He only had a handful of Lings and Queens to defend that. And he didn't overcommit to any units. Now he stopped droning at 62, which is enough to throw down the Hydra Den here and to have a good amount of income and then to start to build up here. But HerO is already on the move very fast here before the units of HerO's choice, the Hydralisk, can be built. It's going to have to be Lings for now. He needs to get in gases on that third base. Come on, man. Like, he's really late getting into the gases. He's got almost no gas. And gases is what you need to be able to build a Hydralisk here.
Yep. It's not the best spot. Really not the best spot. He's got a few roaches on the way.
Maybe he doesn't... I don't know. He squeezed out roaches because the Hydralisk Den is only just finished. And this attacker's already here.
Yeah.
It's very fast.
The 2 Immortal push is really, really quick. Oh, 1 Immortal, though, is going to get surrounded. Needs to bring back the Warp Prism to try and save it, but he doesn't in the end. That's a big loss.
Yeah, big pickup. But still, there's a lot of units for HerO, and as much as this series could have been epic, it looks like it's going to end really fast in this series.
Yeah, Lings come from every single side here. Can he kill off this Immortal if he does? It's actually trapped in there with a few Lings. The Roaches can't get on top of it, though. There's really not that many units left over here for HerO. That 1 Immortal has to be microed diligently.
The Warp Prism is being targeted by the Queens on the right flank, but Zealots do come in to try to save it, and he does save the Warp Prism. Very important save.
Oh, the other Queens on the left-hand side as well get a few shots off on it. It was very close to dying off, but the Immortal somehow stays alive. He needs to keep this alive for as long as possible. The Roach is working on Zealots at the front, but the Immortal stands strong, but there's very few sentries left here. There's not many units at all.
Yeah, he's going to have to save the Immortal and
get out.
2 sentries here. Refuse to pick up.
So, the aftermath of that is he lost quite a few drones. He's at 38 against 42.
Yeah, he dropped about 15 drones, 20 drones there in that defense.
But why is the Immortal walking home? Okay, I guess...
yeah, back to the back rocks.
Yeah, getting
and
a little bit
he's got another Immortal and a third one being built. He will strike again. And the drone count being so low, HerO can capitalize on this.
Yeah.
And is soO gonna fall short again?
Can we consider that second place if he actually doesn't go to San Jose?
Yeah.
Okay, second place in the lower bracket. That'd be really... Yeah.
I mean, it's not just the placing, it's the one before the actual prize. It's
the true
the
glory.
Curse. You are cursed if you don't make this. Hydralisks are coming out, though. Only 3, 4. Not a lot. And this attacker will happen again. There's a lot of sentries, and HerO's going to go for this.
Yeah, this is a really strong army.
With and he knows it's happening. He's already lost a couple of Lings by scouting, or not even scouting, but running away and running around. He's seen this. There's so many units here.
Yeah, the warping is big, and this is... If these force fields actually land between this crevice and that hatchery, then I don't know how he's going to be able to do this. He's coming in from both sides, though, once again. Force fields land to really not actually steal too much off there at the back, as the Roaches on this right-hand side aren't really focusing down these Immortals.
He can't get anywhere near the Immortals.
Oh
Can't even get close.
Oh, soO, he's not going to be able to make this hold. The third Immortal is there. It's dishing out so much damage. HerO is actually going to make this work, and soO is going to fall short yet again. He has very few units left. One Hydralisk, 16 Lings.
Yeah.
The hatchery goes down. And HerO, with the prolonged Immortal push, is busting it out once again.
GG.
Oh my god.
soO, yet again, another fall short here. Wow. That's insane for him. That's, you know, 4 GSLs, a dream hack, and now a qualifier where you spend 7 hours worth of time in it to not get anything from it. It's a little bit sad.
Yeah.
It's a little bit sad, especially because he won game 1 as easily as he did.
Exactly. But on the other side of the spectrum, happiness for the Intel Extreme Masters Prince himself, who attends yet another Intel Extreme Masters, going to San Jose. So 1 month pretty much after he's been at BlizzCon, he will be at San Jose for the Intel Extreme Masters.
Yeah, that's insane to see him come through another qualifier. He's come through them before. He's played in multiple events, but it is, of course, the 2-time Intel Extreme Masters champion who holds strong in this qualifier to go through with Rain. And we've got 2 Protoss players coming through, Rain and HerO, to join Vortex and 4GG from the European qualifiers. Well, 4 players that are very strong for sure and going to put up some good performances at the main event.
Yeah, and let's not forget, whenever we see these players coming through from the Korean into Asian into the actual main tournament themselves, those guys often go in the big favorites. And HerO, Rain, they're pretty impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've had some brilliant performances today. MC did well, losing out to close to the 2 finalists there, losing out to Rain, and then, of course, soO. You got Gumiho with strong performances today. A good qualifier for sure. Of course, all these Korean qualifiers for the Intel Extreme Masters are always top-notch.
Yep, that's true. All right. Well, that pretty much does it here for us for the Asian qualifiers. 2 Protoss advancing on. Congratulations to them. This coming weekend, there is actually the USA champion qualifiers for Intel Extreme Masters. And then in the coming weeks, we actually have a lot of American qualifiers for San Jose because it is such a big tournament. So tune in for those. From us, though, for now, it's goodbye, and we'll see you next time.